I hope I'm doing this right. Oh my God, I need powder. Powder emergency. Hang on, guys. I don't want y'all to have to wear sunglasses. Sorry. Anyway, I need to get ready for my date night with the hubs. Every Wednesday for the last 30 some odd years. Date night. Unless there's death and dismemberment involved. Okay, guess what? I am going to plug in my headphones. So we can hide the fact that I'm not wearing my earrings like I almost never do. Yeah, hang on. Okay, can y'all hear me? Hi, Tina. I think this is so cool what we're doing here, man. Universe inside of us, so great. Can anybody explain to the audience what a day of oneness means? Oh my God, my hair's still wet. Sorry for my, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on here? Oh my God. Oh, it's hopeless. Anyway, I'll fix it later. Oof. Anybody there? You guys, I just had a session interviewing Shanann Watts. It's Shanann. It's not Shannon. She changed her name on her birth certificate and stuff. I found out so much information. A lot of it is probably not privy to the public, which is kind of cool. So, okay, this is that eye. Why is that eye drooping? Oh my God, maybe I'm having a stroke. Just kidding. I'll take some aspirin. It'll be fine. Hi, Sherry Ann. Hi, Deborah. Am I doing it right, Deborah? Hi, Luann. Oh my God, a miracle. Total miracle. Okay, Deborah, tell everybody, please, especially me, what a day of oneness is. And tell me about the group Universe Inside Us, because I think it's really cool. And I think people need to know more specifics about it. Oh God, itchies. Hello, Luann. Serialt, maybe. Did I pronounce it badly? Okay, anybody have any questions for me too? Go for it. You can ask what color my underwear is. I don't care. Just ask anything. You know, like I've said many times before, Raising Five Hellions slapped the ego out of my ass. So you guys, I will share anything. In fact, as I've said, sometimes I share a little too much. You know, my husband says, why don't you give them your social security number while you're at it? Whenever I talk to people, like strangers on a bus or something. But okay, where should I go on my date night, peeps? I'll start with the first question. Come on, guys. Let's do this thing. Talk to me. Ask me. We're going to play the quiet game, I guess. All right, Deborah, can you start by talking to us about what your group, the Universe Inside Us, is about, and also what this event is about? How can I get y'all to look live too? Can you guys be live too? Huh? Invite friends. Okay. Ryan Dragna. No. Oh, hang on, I'm inviting people. Oh no, my brother-in-law, no, he is a total skeptic. Ain't happening. Okay, so yeah, Deborah, are you there? All right, well, I'll just share a little bit about my story. You know, all you guys probably know this, but when, I always kind of knew that Erik was going to do something. He already tried to overdose on Provigil, and I just felt like there was no way to stop it the next time. And but after he died, God, it's the worst thing that could happen to a human being, losing a child. I mean, I'm telling you, it is awful. But I will also tell you things that I've learned and how I healed. But being a doctor, I was taught that everything was science. I mean, if something were to exist, it had to be perceived by one or more of the senses or measured by an instrument, right? Otherwise, it didn't exist. And then on top of that, being raised by two militant atheists was more difficult. And my father was so militantly atheist that his first words to me when I was screaming, saying Erik had died, "Well, Lisa, sorry, he's going to turn to dust." Asshole. Anyway, so 3 days later, his ass called me on the phone, and he was freaking out because he said that he was like reading the Wall Street Journal, who cares? And he looked up from his paper, and there was Erik standing in front of him, like in the flesh, he said. And then Erik morphed into his little boy self and crawled up into his lap. And so and said to him in Spanish, "Things come in threes." I don't really know what that means still, but anywho, I know my father. Anyway, he said, "I'm so startled, I don't know what to believe." I know he wouldn't do that to bring me hope. He was that kind of guy. There's no freaking way he would do that. So I thought, well, God, maybe there's something to this. So that's when I started investigating. I started my journey. Eventually, I did what I read that a lot of desperate parents contacted a medium to communicate. So I thought, I've read all the quantum books, controlled studies on mediums. I don't have anywhere else to go. So I went there. And Jamie Butler was she didn't know anything but my name and my credit card number, right? And she said that your son is here. He says he took his life. He told me he did it this way and with this kind of gun, and he was sitting at his desk, and he was wearing like one of those white with blue 3/4, like a baseball shirt or something. That's true. And that he was cursing like a sailor, which embarrassed her. So, I thought, well, maybe there's something to this. And then Christina, my eldest, she did not have time to grieve at all. Second-year medical student. I mean, it was really rough on her. When I called her to tell her, she had just come back from Target, and she just dropped her bags and came running. It was kind of hard on her because I gave Erik my old iPhone. And he texted her, "Oh, guess what, Christina, I got a new iPhone. Text me on it." And she just was irritated by him, so didn't answer. And so there's a lot of regret on each family member's part. That's kind of silly, but it is what it is. So she started a blog for herself, Pretty Shiny Sparkly, which is now ChristinaBrawley.com, which is amazing. And then she thought it would be good to make a blog for me, channeling Erik, because she knew I went to Jamie Butler and stuff. And so initially I just wanted it to be like a platform to help others open up about their own grief, so that they would feel like they were in a loving, safe, encouraging space. And but then, Erik started doing crazy things around the house. Like he would manifest airsoft BBs at the ceiling that would drop to the floor right in front of me. And he did it in front of Robert when I was taking care of him after his abdominal surgery. He was in our guest room, and he did the same thing to him. And he would do things like turn on blenders that were unplugged, call us on the telephone. He said, "Mom, it's me. Erik, it's me." And it's like, I tried to get it in time, but I couldn't. And it was a 12-digit number that I called, and it was not a working number. It was really crazy. Plus, it didn't leave a message on the answering machine, and it always would leave a message on the answering machine. So right away, right? It would pick it up right away. And, I was about to go to bed, and just laid down, and there was Erik jumping from one side of the bed to the next, and there was my deceased sister Denise looking at him, like smiling at him. It's like, you're such a crazy fool. And I was like, what is freaking going on? And I just would watch like a tennis match, back and forth. And I couldn't believe it. I know I'm awake. So then Erik looked at me and was kind of startled. And he said, Mom, you can see me. And he jumped into my arms. I swear to God, I felt his solid body. It was amazing, but too brief. And so we had all sorts of things. One of the funny things also was every time Papa would come home from the garage entering the kitchen, this Viking downdraft vent would go up and down, like saying hello. And it would do it it did it 3 days in a row. And it's kind of weird because we were remodeling the kitchen at that time. And so it was gutted of power. There was no power at all to that downdraft vent. Okay. But still, I would think, oh yeah, this is it, man. Now I believe. But time would pass and doubt would creep in, and oh yeah, I kind of didn't want to believe it, because I was scared to. I mean, really, think about this. I mean, what if I did totally believe hook, line, and sinker? I mean, we're talking about a girl who, when you told me you went to a medium, would envision this gypsy hunched over a crystal ball, okay? Or when my sister Denise's friend said, I'm a Reiki master now, I go, okay, whatever. I did do that to her face, of course. But I didn't want to believe, because I thought, what if I did? And then I really found out it was all BS. That would be like losing them all over again. I just couldn't do that. I could not go through that loss again. But finally, one day, this blog member emailed me and said, Elisa, on that Jesus video you did a year and a half ago, there's some voices. And I go, what? This can't be. It was only Jamie and I. So anyway, I went to the timestamp, and sure enough, there was Erik's voice. I mean, I know my own kid's voice. It's so clear. His tendency to have these verbal tics of clearing his throat. I could hear him pacing, and he was a pacer, man. And, I knew it was him. But still, even though I knew, I had it analyzed by 2 sound professionals, and they both said these are not, and that was Jesus, Quentin Crisp, and Erik, are not human voices for many reasons, but one reason was the fact that they didn't leave a voice print. So that was when I finally went from 94% sure to 100% sure, and I'm never going back. And there's just been so much proof, like that recent EVP where I say, love you, Erik. And he goes, love you, Mom. And then Veronica repeats it, which is a sign that she's really good. He says, love you, Mom. Or the one where I was on some sort of show, and the host called me afterwards, like a couple of days afterwards, and said, Elisa, there's a voice that was not heard live. I am sure it was not heard live. And so I listened to the timestamp she gave me, and there's Erik saying, minions, really loud. I mean, like that. Minions, okay? I'm not like, like these EVPs that are staticky and stuff. Now, and then Jamie starts chuckling and says he's calling them minions. So anyway, so now I'm never going back, and I've learned so much. Some of the things I've learned most from Erik is that we are one, and I think this is what this is all about. That when we hurt another, we hurt ourselves, because we are all part of the collective. I've learned that God/light/love is all there is, and even the evil or negative entities are part of the light, but they're on the lower spectrum. I've learned the importance of emotional honesty, being emotionally honest with yourself and others. I've learned how important vulnerability is. I mean, it should not be considered a weakness like society lets on. No, it should be considered, courage to open your heart at the risk of being hurt, especially me when I was so broken. It's important, and it's important for all of us to do that as a collective, to be okay with being emotionally honest and vulnerable and lead with the heart. I also learned that we are emotional beings, and everything's energy, and emotions are energy, and love is energy, and thoughts are energy. It's all energy, and matter is energy. Matter. Einstein would have called this frozen light. So it's all energy. And where was it going with that? Okay. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. It's hell getting old, but yeah, it'll come to me. Let's see, what else did I learn? I learned that we are a whole and part of God, right? I have learned to ignore the haters. There's so many, and I think they are fear-based, right? There's love and there's fear, opposite sides of the same coin. And I feel sad for closed-minded skeptics. Open-minded skeptics, that's fine, but closed-minded skeptics are kind of like a dog in a corner that's snarling, And I feel sad for them. I mean, they are kind of in the same group as those people who thought the world was flat, right? And then Galileo, I don't know, stood up and said, "No, I think it's round, people." And he got a lot of scorn, a lot of ridicule. I think they threw him in jail, whatever. I can't remember. And that was not cool, because guess what? The earth is round, people. So it just taught me that, these people are going through the same phases that the flat earthers went through, right? Like the great Arthur Schopenhauer said that truth goes through three phases. First, it's ridiculed, and oh God, I got a lot of that, and I'm sure some of you guys have too. Okay. Then it's scorned, but eventually it's accepted as self-evident. And that's what spirituality is going through right now, just like it did when the flat earth round transition went. And it takes courage of you guys to share this with your friends, and your family, because sometimes there is a backlash. But if we are ever going to be able to change the world to become more loving and spiritual, we're going to have to suck it up, man. Suck it up. Put your ego aside, put your fears away, and just do it. Now, I mean, I'm not talking about proselytizing. I'm talking about if it's solicited advice, then otherwise just leave people alone. They need to be on their own path. They'll find their way eventually. But yeah, it takes courage what we're doing. We're like on the bleeding edge, right? So what else did I want to share with you? Oh yeah, Thomas Campbell. He was a theoretical physicist. It's kind of cool. Stop calling people. Sorry. And he wrote My Big TOE, Theory of Everything. And it's a trilogy. It's amazing. Oh my God, it's so difficult to understand for my little brain. But anyway, he had a really good analogy. He said, we're like our, no. Sorry. I thought I muted it, but I guess not. Okay, so we're like our intestinal bacteria, right? For all we know, the bread that comes down to us is manna from heaven. We don't understand that there has to be crops that are sown with wheat, right? And there has to be crop rotation and certain amendments and pesticides or whatever, and that it has to be harvested, taken to the mill, ground into flour, baked into bread, and there has to be this distribution of bread to different stores and stuff. We don't know about the global economics of wheat, but yet it's all going on out there, right? It's like we got our heads up our you-know-whats. We don't even know all this, the amazing that's going on out there. And it's a lovely journey, an exciting one to find those things out. To find out about, well, maybe not the global economics of wheat, but, So, hi, Sherry. Nice seeing you, too. So, do you guys have any questions? Come on, don't be shy. Remember, we have no place for fear. We need to live in love only. If you feel any fear, you need to tell yourself, no, I'm not going to live in fear. Okay? It's very important. It's hard, but once you live in a place of love, it's so much easier and so much better for you and everyone around you, the collective, right? So put your fear aside. Put your ego aside. Fear is an ego thing, right? And guess what? We're eternal beings. What the fuck is the worst that can happen to us? Somebody makes fun of us? Big deal. Okay? That's their baggage, not ours. Just send them love, send them love, send them love, send them light, send them prayers, whatever. For our workers, also those who need, the group is all about support for our light workers and also those who need assistance in ascension and awakening. Oh, Deborah's at work. Okay. A day of oneness is all about sending love and support for one another, being unified. Good. And we should. All day today, maybe we should send love to the collective, right? Remember when Erik said a good technique is to just visualize a beam of love light going from your soles of your feet straight down to the core of Mother Earth. And then she spits it back up in these tendrils that go to different the soles of feet and on the people in the crust and the birds and people in airplanes or whatever. Send them love and do that. We should do that every day. Put it on your list, people. I'm going to put it on my famous index card of many to-dos. So anyway, but yeah, I was just reflecting. I spend probably at least 12 hours a day doing this work, and it is so not easy. But I appreciate you guys giving me so much support. I get paid, and just the knowledge that my son's passion is being fulfilled, and I'm helping him to become a productive, happy human being. That's the mother's job, after all, right? Right. Yeah. So, anything else, people? Last call. My husband's here. We need to have our little glass of wine before we go out. What should I do tonight, guys? I really like that you are wanting to get learning about spirit in school. And oh yeah, I'm really working hard to make that happen. I found out that there's some programs that are like shells for online learning so maybe it won't be that expensive. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of work though. So, but we have so many people that are going to be our teachers, and of course they'll be paid, obviously. So, we'll see what happens. And I want it to be accessible to a lot of people. So I'm hoping that eventually we'll be able to start like a scholarship that will help people who can't afford, like healers and mediums or the online school or whatever, hopefully pay for that. Anyway, that's one reason I have a couple of crazy inventions that I'm hoping will make money so I can put it into that fund. Live, Jamie Butler? What do you mean, Deborah? Hi, Kelly. Hi, Deidre. Hi, Deborah. So amazing. So happy you did. Erik led you to your life purpose. All right, Deborah, what is your life purpose? And maybe you guys can share the same. What is your life purpose? Hi, Patty Ann. This is going to probably, be on this page. It's going to be, I don't know. I mean, they save it, right? And it goes to, I don't know if it's my page or Universe Inside Us or whatever. But if you missed it, if you didn't start from the very beginning, you can watch. You have changed. Oh, Kelly, thank you. Oh, I didn't. It's Erik, man. Okay, the TV show, the working name is Paranormal Invention. And what I want to do is have a family in distress of some sort, anything, financial, medical, physical, mental, emotional, whatever, okay? Or it could be an individual in a family, but of course then that affects the entire family, right? And I want Erik to be channeled by a medium, and I'm going to go through a rotation of them to have him give us advice and handpick a team. Like it could be somebody has an autistic kid, so maybe he'll recommend an equine therapist. Maybe he'll recommend a past life regressionist. I mean, there's so many energy healers, light language experts. I mean, there's so many. It's like 100 different possible members of the team, and then that team will do their magic. And then there'll be a follow-up. But we'll also add some paranormal elements because that will broaden the audience. For example, we'll probably have somebody like Raylene check their house for portals and close them because sometimes that can cause some bad juju. And we'll teach them how to talk to Erik or the guides, whatever, with dowsing rods. We'll have them try to film orbs and communicate with Erik as an orb, like, turn pink, show me love, whatever, and use pendulums. I mean, we'll do that sort of stuff, the e-board, etc. But anyway, the follow-up, we'll check in with the family and the team members, and they'll have to be some tweaking and additions, right? And so that will happen. And then after, I don't know how much, a month or whatever, we'll interview the healers and the family so that they can share their experiences, how much progress they've made, what kind of contact they had with Erik. Maybe the set members want to share the crazy Erik pranks and stuff. So, but basically I just hope it brings these spiritual things into the mainstream so that people know that there's hope and that anybody can be healed, right? Anybody. And so that's my hope. Any suggestions? Okay, let's see what people are saying. Oh yeah, Veronica's part of the rotation too. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Duality is a bitch, I know. Oh, Luann, she's pranked you, huh? Oh, good. Visited? Awesome. He doesn't do anything scary. He's a sweet boy. He does everything in love. Okay. Goodbye TV show. I did that. Well, I don't know if it's a crapshoot, people. Getting a reality series. I mean, somebody approached me with it. What do you want to do? And I gave them the idea. And also, there's this other lady, Paola Marino, who did an awesome job with a documentary on Teal Swan. You can YouTube the trailer. She said she wants to do a documentary about channeling Erik, a full-length documentary. So it's just crazy. I'm just like so surreal how just 2-3 millimeter excursion of a trigger can make the dominoes fall in this direction. I just can't wrap my head around it. It's because I'm kind of secluded with my little laptop and do my work diligently, and then people will come over to these events and like just flatter me so much. It's so hard for me because I'm just not used to that, man. And I don't need it either, by the way, but I'm grateful for it. Come on, I don't want to be an ass. Okay. Magdalena Rose. Yeah, I hope the show happens, man. Let's pretend like it's already happening, right? That's it. It's already happening, and it's very successful, and it's healing people all over the world. All right, I'm going to close here, guys. 30 minutes. I love you all, and I'm so grateful that you've been so supportive. Even though I have not been perfect and had my little tizzies, I'm still human, man. What can I say? And I really do care about all of you, and I have your back, and if you ever need me, I'm there for you. I do answer every private message, every email, every discuss comment on the blog. It takes 4 hours a day, okay, so be gentle, but I do, okay, because I think it's important. My husband says, you're getting too many, just don't answer them all. I can't do that. I just can't do that, man. I've got to. You're my peeps. You're my other family. So anyway, I'm closing now. I love you, everybody. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.